First in Blitz. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you, Dakota. You can't tell, I've got a very loud and very proud American crowd behind me, supporting Evil Geniuses all the way. But what you may not be able to tell is just to my left, there is an equally loud, yet somewhat smaller Chinese crowd backing EHOME. Big crowd favorites on both sides here, but Blitz, who won out in the draft, in your opinion? Because it seems like our analysts backing EG pretty heavily.
I think EHOME can actually take it in the team fights. What it's going to come down to is the mini pickoffs and how the laning phase goes. I feel like if EHOME can roll over EG in the laning phase, then this could be a quick win for them. But for EG, the plan is simple. Fight around the Void Chronosphere as often as you can and try to get a strong laning phase.
Just like that, as the unpause comes forwards, the USA chants begin. No doubt we'll hear plenty of EHOME chants coming in as well. We're going to start things off. EHOME beginning with an early smoke as they start getting... Oh, there it is. There it is. The battle of the chants has only just begun.
I like it, man. It keeps it hype.
Oh, absolutely.
Be biased as you want, crowd.
Old 11, Smoked Up is already going to lay down some pretty aggressive vision, both blocking away that offlane camp and getting some vision in to that mid lane. No action going to come forwards in our first bit here. Is the Ancient Apparition, we were kind of talking about the EG draft, would they have enough damage to be able to eat through some of these EHOME heroes? The Ancient Apparition very clearly lowers the threshold of damage required to kill EHOME. Is that enough in your mind?
It depends, because for EHOME, they want to just run past PPD's ultimate. If you allow Ancient Apparitions to get into an Ancient Apparition kind of game, which is everybody sets up for your ultimate, you get it on the single targets over and over again, you blow up 4 heroes, then it's going to be very dangerous for EHOME. For EHOME to play around that ultimate, it's to push the pace and make that hero useless, because when it comes to the actual team fight, PPD is going to just be sitting back, picking for his opportunities, so largely it's going to be 4v5 and dependent on whether or not his team can hold out for him. And so for AA, laning phase-wise, he's going to be a little bit lackluster, and in terms of team fight contribution, if EHOME can play fast enough, they can really limit his effectiveness.
But does EHOME have fast enough heroes for it? You've got a Beastmaster and a Timbersaw. Both those cores require quite a large amount of farm before they come online for the mid-game. Are they really going to be able to rush the Ancient Apparition and put EG off guard like they hope?
I think so, because if you're EHOME, what you really want to do is you want to put EG in a position where you have to defensively fire off abilities without really thinking about it too much, just to try to get cores out. And for EHOME, I think they have a lot of their comfort picks. You've got Old Chicken on this Juggernaut. Ice 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 was the original Timbersaw as far as I'm concerned. He was one of the people that was using it in the offlane most frequently when I first started seeing it.
Yeah, there's definitely some crazy offlane Ice 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 clips out there on the Timbersaw. Getting kills after play. He's going to be starting off in the jungle with his Iron Talon much faster than even attempting the lane. Even if it is 1v1, Beastmasters will oftentimes just default to the jungle simply because he's able to do it so quickly. So Lanham's going to be attempting to pick up some extra experience by appearing in the offlane. Natural tankiness may allow him to do that just for free without getting punished by the duo of PPD's Ancient Apparition and Universe's Faceless Void.
PPD just going to keep pulling to this lane. This is the correct thing to do when you can't really do much to this Ogre. There's not a whole lot that PPD is going to want to do against this 8 armor Ogre who's got this Windlace. Might as well just let your safe lane carry passively get ahead. And that's what Universe is going to do, and they're going to prioritize this farm quite a lot. As Fear, playing Axe in this lane is doing pretty okay, but Ice 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 making his move forward. He's got that Whirling Jet. One more hit should do it.
Close. There it is. First blood for Fenrir. Fear, he's playing the aggressive role with Zai, trying to put some pressure on that Ice 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 Timbersaw with that first spin that Axe is able to put out, but overstays his...
Zai's getting a little bit low.
Is he going to be caught as well? They're actually going to battle it out here. Slowed down by the 4. Has another poison. It's up to 3 stacks, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. A second kill going the way of EHOME, and Old 11 just keeps on trucking, farming away through those neutrals.
That must be such a nice bonus for him. Instead of farming neutrals, he just farms Zai and EG, not off to the start that they wanted. We talked about how the laning phase had to go well for Ice 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 and the crew, and so far, EHOME are performing.
Some uncharacteristic heroes, perhaps for Evil Geniuses, some uncharacteristic moves, and it's resulting in some mistakes from Evil Geniuses here in this laning phase. Our mid lane still going all right for EHOME. Old Chicken sitting at 10-4 compared to the 12-3 of Samael's Marana. Pretty expected.
Yeah, this lane isn't really going to go one favor or another just because the Juggernaut can't really kill the Mirana. The Mirana has some kill potential on Old Chicken, but as long as he plays with that healing ward and that Fairy Fire, he should be just fine. So it's largely going to come down to a CS contesting battle, and Sumel's rotations into the other lane are going to determine a lot for me. In this game, I think this Jug can even make his way bottom quite early. Doesn't have a lot of kill potential, but maybe they can make a move on PPD, zone out the jungle area, and start to get aggressive. We saw in the game against Newbie yesterday, EG, they dealt with that so well though.
Now, what about this Axe versus Timbersaw matchup? Surely this matchup is supposed to go in a way where Axe puts a lot of pressure on Timbersaw early, but he already gave up that early kill, and I don't think it's going to go well for here.
Oh, he took so much. God, that whirling death, and now they're slowly taking away. The Shadow Word will finish him off. A third kill for EHOME.
What? He had like 450 HP. The fatal bonds and the whirling
lowering that threshold from the ancient apparition. Well, Timbersaw is able to do that so much more on those strength heroes thanks to that whirling death. Zai going to be pushed back once again by the double fours. Old 11 is dropping lower and lower, but he's already got his Tranquil boots thanks to jungling and
Ice Ice Ice. He's content to allow Fear to just farm a little bit because they're getting the kills on him, and you're just fattening him up to slaughter him later. Is Fear going to go back, pop this out for himself?
And everywhere I look, Lonham, he starts going on to PPD, is going to force a rotation out of Universe, should be just fine with his extra movement speed on Bloodlust. Universe chasing him all the way back. He was even able to stop the attempted pull by PPD and threaten his life. Just enough to force out that rotation. Seems like every single lane is being won by EHOME.
This bottom lane is doing okay still in terms of CS, and this mid lane, but at the same time, you're just concerned about these random deaths. EG, they're probably still feeling okay right now. It's still only the laning phase. We've seen how much a team can come back, but they're going to have to do some common things as they're going to have to allow PPD to try to get this fast level 6, but with Universe in this lane, I'd imagine they want to get him his 6 first, then he'll rotate out while PPD just soaks XP.
Zai, not much to do anymore. I imagine he'll have some opportunities to start Shadow Poison sacking the jungle for Axe, as it seems like their off lane isn't going to work any longer. Not now that Timbersaw is level 6 and has that Tronco ready to go.
And on him right now, just pulling back the wave. Sumel doing a very good job of keeping up in CS. Just starting to bother him a lot in this lane as Ice Ice Ice.
8.5 minutes in.
I will say the good news is when it comes to XP, they're not completely out of it. And even gold, this is doable. But they're going to have to start looking for the combination soon, as Faceless Void also doesn't have any farm, as he's been relegated to looking for Chronosphere. And now Old Chicken, Invisit up at top. Here's got that Blink Dagger now. This is going to be the first real test for EG.
Reveals himself on PPD, but now he's going to be called up. They do have the Chronospheres. They want to keep Old Chicken from being able to get off the Omni Slash, but they decide against it, knowing they just do not have the physical damage required, and afraid that multiple EHOME members are going to be en route. So they back up, say that it's just going to be a bit of space for Sumail. Now the old point blank arrow is going to be leading into an Ice Blast. Of course, reveal the Blink Dagger, Fear, and Shadow Demon. Zai will be able to help Sumail in claiming that pickoff, and now putting some pressure on this tier 1 tower. Evil Geniuses beginning to ramp things up.
Yeah, still 2 straight pickoffs only on the Ogre. You want to start getting aggressive on the cores. EHOME smartly only showing the support heroes ever. And this Warlock just sitting back, almost has that hand of Midas if he wants it. Book 2 completed on Old 11. And EHOME, they want to play around this Aegis. They're going to reset, wait for their Ogre to come back alive. Old Chicken's just going to wait for somebody to push out this top lane, as it seems like EG are reluctant to send anybody up here. They have no vision around this area. Remember, is EG, now they're going to send Zai forward just to kind of poke, see what's going on up there, soak up whatever experience he can. He grabs his level 8.
We've already seen the success of Shadow Demon being an excellent deep pusher, and he'll be able to set up certain ganks at times. Old Chicken instantly into the spin, off of the disruption. Not going to chance getting hit by that arrow.
Yeah, look how much of the map right now that EHOME owns. They've got almost all of EG's jungle. They've got their own jungle to work with. They've created this kind of curtain around it, and they can just continue to make these expeditions into EG's base aggressively, as they want this top tier 2 tower. They're going to connect with this Juggernaut right now. They don't quite have Ice Ice Ice, and this might fool EG into thinking there's not 5 up here.
Sumail is going to be dove all the way behind the tier 2 tower.
He's got no angle.
He ran it down, tries to get the leap away, but immediately caught by the Primal Roar, beaten down by EHOME in fear. He tries to go in for the response, gets the call, brings old 11 back into the Ice Blast. But it only clips him, resulting in no real damage. And EHOME, all their members looking healthy now as they go for yet another tier 2 tower.
And this is exactly what we talked about. EHOME want to force that Ice Blast reactively, and they'll just continue to push on past it. Now they're going to connect for this mid tower. Ice, Ice, Ice wasn't even necessary for that top push. EHOME feeling confident all over the map right now, and EG left in a position where they're going to have to set up for something soon. They can still play around this Chronosphere quite successfully, but there is going to be a time period where EHOME overrun them.
6 to 11, EHOME looking for that final outer tower in mid lane. Tier 2 gonna go down, at least about to. They're left it in deny range. Don't want to risk getting caught by Universe's Chronosphere as he shows himself. And Universe will be the one to take out that final outer tower with the deny. EHOME, they know they are very ahead in gold. Don't need to worry about the net worth difference in that one whatsoever.
And the bigger fear right now for EG is they've got to start getting aggressive outside of their base, clear out the jungle at least one point in the map. They're reluctant to do so while this Juggernaut has this Aegis, but PPD, got to be careful, getting a little bit too close to those boards.
Even if there was no ward there from EHOME, there's always some extra vision to be found in the Hawk.
They're just taking so many liberties. They know that EG are grouped up as 5, farming camps together, and EG are trying to find whatever engagement that they can.
But have to wait and find a better timing for it, I guess, but all the meanwhile, EHOME are playing one hell of an efficiency game. They are controlling the map entirely, not giving any jungle whatsoever to Evil Geniuses. Even that middle area, because the tier 2 tower is now down, even that area is controlled up by EHOME.
They're just straight up pushing.
Oh, a little bit too far there from Old Chicken. Going to be pulled back in. Doesn't nail the Ice Blast, though. Old Chicken will eventually go down. That's the Aegis, though. He's going to come back up.
Chrono available.
Every tower with the Chronosphere is going to be able to lock him back in the moment he shows up. Now the Warlock drops the golem on him. PPD and Sumail, but already the Juggernaut down. Response from EHOME, but now they're going to call. He shoves it right in the tracks. They're going to be able to take down 2, and a third falls from EHOME. Evil Geniuses, they see their moment now. They've got to get as many of these kills as possible to make the response from Fear well worth it. Sumail chasing down Fenrir. He has EHOME, Ice, 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 is responding with some damage, but he managed to get the Warlock. Sumail goes for the 5th remaining hero of EHOME, throws up the arrow. Not gonna last though. Ice, Ice, Ice will survive to fight another day. But this game just got a whole lot more even, as that is almost a 3K gold swing off of Old Chicken's overextension into the base.
And you have to respect that EG high ground. They've got so many different abilities to work with. Look at that call from Fear, saving the fight single-handedly as Sumail, untouched throughout this entire engagement, just starts to chase down EHOME heroes. And this is exactly what EG needed to get back into this game.
Evil team fight changing ultimate in his hands as well. He got a bop. Yeah, ready to go.
Old Chicken gonna get clipped a few times, gotta be careful. And now EG should start rushing over Universe. Find position, trying to get a chrono. Opportunity is EHOME. They are so reluctant to give up this Aegis. They're gonna smoke for it.
They're actually gonna smoke and push forward. Not a wraparound. They're just gonna go straight into Evil Genius's jungle, see if they can catch anybody. And they've got him too. PPD gonna be hit by the Primal Roar. This is a big pickup. It may be just a support, but we talked about in the drafting phase how important that Ice Blast is going to be for Evil Geniuses to be able to fight. And I'm not sure if they can contest EHOME that Roshan now. See the push out. Ice, Ice, Ice. Maybe they're going to go for this kickoff.
He's going to buyback.
Buyback now, PPT. Immediately, EHOME. They get out of the pit. They know that Ice Blast is heading towards it. Sure enough. It lands now, but finds no members of EHOME inside the pit.
Still, EHOME, they don't have the Necrobook stuff. They don't have the Roar. They're going to have to be a little bit more patient around this. They still have that Warlock ultimate, though. And he's running to Universe. Who's going to get it?
Oh, this is a big one, too. The arrow's going to be able to come in. The Primal Roar, not there from Old 11. Still another 30 seconds on the clock. They can't punish anybody from Evil Geniuses for a free kill on a Juggernaut.
One of the better forces to take down is EHOME, again, repelled. And it looks like now they're the ones playing chicken. They've got to get out of this area. This is now EG territory as EG are grouped up. Don't think they can take the Roshan for themselves, though.
Without a Chronosphere, It seems unlikely. They also don't have that Moonlight Shadow 2 very big-time team fight ults, but PPD going to be caught once again, separates from his team ever so slightly, and pounced on by Old 11 and Old Lana, 14 to 16 now, as the fight around the Roshan pit continues. It's pickoff after pickoff, neither team claiming a clear enough advantage to be able to take it, but maybe with this maneuver by Ice, he's going to push in the top lane all the way to tier 3, he blinks away just ahead of Fear. That would have led to his death, but momentary blink will keep him alive, just ahead of Sumail and Fear's wombo combo.
Yeah, now, when they showed so many different heroes up at top, look what EHOME responded with. They go for the Roshan immediately. This was a very good maneuver by Ice. He knows that EG aren't going to just allow him to push on that top lane. And EG not even going to really bother going for it. They understand what they just given up.
Yeah, they had pretty much once they made that rotation up to the top lane, forced by Ice pushing all the way into the tier 3 tower. They said, we're giving up Roshan if EHOME are around that pit, but if we can claim the kill on Timbersaw, it'll be kind of worth it, but they don't even get that much. Ice's reactions just a bit too quick for Evil Geniuses.
I think EG, even with that top lane pushing it, if they had PPD, they probably would have made that, they probably wouldn't have gone up at top, and they would have contested Roshan no matter what, because they know Timber's in a position where he doesn't push fast enough, he's going to come back for that biggest fight. But without him available, he used his buyback already, no ultimate anyways in his name.
Yeah, PPD just as easily could have been the one to defend that top lane push and still had an impact for a Roshan fight, but it all comes from that pickoff that was found by the Beastmaster and the Ogre Magi. Now, EHOME, they gave up their advantage pretty heavily last time around when they had the Aegis, and it seems like they've learned their lesson. They're playing this a lot more back there. Next to that Rax area, then that just means the second life is going to mean very little, as EHOME are going to struggle to be able to dive that deep into the base. So EHOME are sitting 10 to 15k ahead. Do you think EHOME actually has a lineup, though, to beat out Evil Geniuses late game?
When it comes to the ultra late game, when everybody's 6-slotted, potentially, they're going to need a Hex at some point on this Timbersaw. He's the natural builder for it. They're just going to need a second form of Disable from one of their cores. Sumail doesn't have that linkage. He's got to be careful.
Ice Blast cutting through the jungle there and got some information to Sumail just in time for him to be able to link and leave himself away from the Beastmaster.
Looks like EHOME just using this Aegis to farm out. As now it is gone, there was no tier 2 towers for them to go for. EG farming very aggressively around the map now.
In the dire jungle.
I think they should start thinking about smoking, or at least go for some sort of pickoff.
For Evil Geniuses?
Yeah, but the concern is that if they run into EHOME as 5, they can just straight up lose the game.
Yeah.
Every lane is being pushed out consistently by EHOME, and that's what you want to do when you're winning this far ahead, but you don't feel like you can go for the high ground immediately. You starve EG, make them think they're always 5 in your jungle, then EG feels hesitant to make any sort of plays. Like you see, they're even backing out as 4 right now, because they don't feel confident about this, but now they're going to make the play. And they're hoping to run into solo heroes here. Sumail going to try to make the connection to them after pushing out this bottom wave.
The hope being that Sumail, he took a small risk pushing out that top lane, but as it approaches the tier 2, hopefully someone from EHOME will show, and this smoke rotation, this could be huge. Final they should be able to get the chronosphere, but no, the blink away! Old 11 is safe, and it's going to be a lot of content, but they already got Old Chicken cut down by Fear. They're still going to chase down Lonham as well. They managed to get him to bash up just before the fire blast. 2 down as EHOME are caught with their pants down. Rotation up from Ice meant that he wasn't there with the team. And while that may have been a fantastic escape, jump forward. Oh, Sumail gets him. He gets the arrow on the Bedford behind the tier 2. And Evil Geniuses, once corralled inside their base with nowhere to go, nowhere to farm, they are now being the ones pushing into a tier 2 of EHOME.
Sumail has just been unbelievable for EG. Shades of that TI 5 run that they made. They need him to be a star player. He's delivering so far. 10-1 as EG now on the offensive, despite the fact that at one point they were almost down 10k. Now they're making their move forward. They sense weakness in EHOME's lineup.
And the Illusion Army advances. Zai uses his Shadow Demon with a disruption to create even more illusions of universe's spaces void. No, the jump in. Oh my god! Goes down for Ice, finds himself a moment, but it's still down. He gets the kill on Fear as a rebuttal.
EHOME. They now have to buy back and try and chase down the Heroes of Evil Geniuses. Looks like they may have caught Mail. Hold 11, slowing him down.
They're throwing down so much for this.
Roar. They use the Chaotic Offering from Warlock as well. Dropping the Golem, but they did manage to get the kill. Looks like they may be able to get Universe as well. He's got the gem too. He snatched that one away from Old Lana, but now he has to cut his way through the trees, hoping beyond hope that he could escape from EHOME, but no chance in hell.
And you saw just how much EHOME wanted those two cores. They even dropped down the rock on Sumail's head.
An ironic USA chant coming out from the Chinese side. As the crowd definitely getting into this game. Evil Geniuses lose 4 and off EHOME a lot though. He said big time for EHOME space. As the tier 3 is gone already in that mid lane, EHOME will be forced to defend. Now the initiation comes in. Fear going to be able to find Lana with the eyes flash in the call. They've got him. But EHOME, they'll have the opportunity to respond. EKB now activated off the flash. The Chaotic Offering. The Chaotic Offering drop. The Chronosphere controls the multi of Golem as well as Old 11. He'll be torn apart as Universe gets 1. Looks for 2. Chicken's getting low. He's getting low, but BKB now is in. He pops out. Universe. He backs away, waiting for his reinitiation. Sumail saves himself with the Ethereal Blade for a moment, but the burst goes down. Now leads himself into the trees and will be able to TP.
Ice juking right now.
Ice trying to put it.
Ice getting away right now.
Ice. No, he gets him eventually. He couldn't dodge forever. Ice. He hunts for Sumail in the trees, but he's already gone 3 down from Evil Geniuses. EHOME, a successful defense. And it cost them the Chaotic Offering, but it may have just gotten them the Roshan. 2 up from EG. PPD is about to come back up, but he's got the Juggernaut. They may just be able to do this.
Very well done by EHOME. Once again, though, off of EG going for the push. And now, with this Vegas, I think Old Chicken is going to feel a lot more comfortable. They're going to fire the Ice Blast.
That's rough. Moonlight Shadow used, but the illusion of Old Chicken's Juggernaut managed to scout out the use there by Sumail. So, EHOME will back away from the pit for now.
Yeah, they're just going to reset as 5, I think. EG in a position where they don't want to give up this Aegis if possible. Chronosphere still on cooldown, though, for another 20 seconds. So for them, they're hoping that EHOME just stalls out. That's what's happening right now is Juggernaut just going to push in Illusion to this mid-wave and force EG to deal with it. But without pressure in this top area, EHOME, they can't really open up the Roshan for themselves quite yet. Maybe we see a team from Ice at the top to set up for this eventually.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. He's got the boots of travel ready to go. He actually went back to base for the BKB. In order to counter that pressure at the top lane, though, and we've talked about this a couple of times, as Radiant side, instead of trying to constantly go back and deal with the pressure of the top lane every single time you're being split push, and that obviously opening up Roshan, instead, you are the ones who try and put the pressure in by going 5-man down mid, keeping EHOME inside their base and out of the pit.
Yeah, Dota's largely a process of elimination game. If you don't see anybody pushing in top, then you know that they either have to be contesting for the next objective, or they're in your jungle right now. And Ice is going to find that out for his teammates. Creepwave is coming in here, going to show himself up at top, and that might just prompt EHOME to leave their base and start getting aggressive for that Roshan. You see Ice, TP already, and they see 2 heroes coming up here. This might just mean a free Roshan for EHOME.
Have to see. Evil Geniuses are already pretty quick with dealing with that top lane push and could rotate fast enough to stop EHOME.
They're going to go right now.
Yeah, EHOME, they're not immediately going into the pit though. They're sitting around their secret shop area. Will be scouted out by PPD's Ice Blast.
And this is a very good way for them to deal with this top lane, just sending them these Axe Illusions.
Moonlight Shadow now being used. They think they can catch EHOME off guard here. The smoke.
EHOME
get the high ground
right into Universe. He's going to try and get the Chronosphere before snap. Not fast enough. They managed to lock down Old 11 too with a Chaotic Offering. Now the response is Universe forces himself away. Universe, Ice, pop the BKB, almost popping PPD. Will be able to take him in due time. His old chicken cleans him up instead. Universe now with the TP out inside the trees. Evil Geniuses only lose their support Ancient Apparition as EHOME used a Chaotic Offering, but it looks like it's still enough. Without the Chronosphere, they can go back and go for the Roshan.
Yeah, and we talked about the fact that they needed that second lockdown factor coming out of this Timber Saw. At some point, he's going to have to get that Hex, and right now he's got that Yule Scepter, but he's going to have to think about replacing it very quickly, as maybe if they had a Hex there, they could probably kill Universe or Fear, and Fear already popped his BKB out at the beginning of that fight.
Roshan down to half health. Evil Genius is going to try and make the best of this situation. They've got two pushing up the top lane. Ice, obviously not needed inside the Roshan pit. He'll contest top lane. He's got the backup too with Dual Scepter. He'll be able to slow down Fear. He's got Bottom coming in. The Blade Mail activated by Fear, but he's already so damn low. Ice with the second Chakram. Cleans him up. Side next. Gets up by another Dual Scepter. Chakram for days. Evil Geniuses will drop two and maybe a third. Samael already being chased down by Old Chicken. BKB being used. 21-27, EHOME with a big win there. Take Roshan, get two at the top lane, winning in both objectives, both north and south.
EHOME finally starting to recover from that mid-game where it looked like EG was going to take this game back into their own hands. And now they're pushing down mid with this DD Juggernaut who's bloodlusted as well. He's got the Aegis, he feels incredibly confident. But EG, they've still got this Chronosphere available. They could just pop one of the cores, but they don't want to expend anything on this Juggernaut.
5K on Eyesight Knights. Timber Saw. Potential new item coming in. He's going to again push out that top lane. Fearless as he approaches the tier 3 tower. Yep. Double Chakrams, pushes back Samael and gets his team's base to be able to push in both mid as well as the bottom lane.
All three lanes pushed down now by EHOME. They're just daring EG to make a move outside their base right now. EG, they're just going to keep sending in illusions back at the bottom wave.
Now this is not going to be an Aegis wasted, right? EHOME, that second Aegis that they got, that was the farming one and that made sense. But surely, with the BKBs they've gotten into their hands now, they're going to go high ground for this one, right?
Yeah, I think with Aegis Cheese, it's a pretty good opportunity. You have all the abilities that you want, all the items. Old Chicken has 5K on him, but Ice, I think once he buys his next item, they'll feel comfortable. But at the same time, you're still fighting against this EG high ground. Ice Blast plus the Axe Call and this Faceless Void Chrono. The best time to use them is defensively inside your own base. And I think that's what EHOME was hearing, another repeat of what happened at bottom.
Yeah, he said the best way to really counteract the heroes like Ancient Apparition, right, is being able to face rush them, get in their face, make it so they don't have that setup of Chronosphere into Ice Blast, but hard to do that when you're going into high ground if you don't have the vision inside the base. Evil Geniuses waiting and waiting for EHOME to make their first approach. EHOME not going for it just yet. Keeping all the lanes pushed in, farming away. Not sure what exactly they're waiting for.
Yeah, now they're starting to form up.
Any item, looks like, yeah.
They'll just send the illusions in. Start beating on this tower. Start the slow siege from this Juggernaut.
You've got the Illusion King himself, though, the challenge to counteract some of those illusion pushes. Just disruption goes down. Juggernaut's illusion's playing against him now as he pushes out a wave.
And now it's just going to keep Mantay sending forward as Fear goes for it.
From Fear, they actually go for the Fury Blade. Jagged Pop, Old Chicken somehow still alive. It's going to be perched up, slowed down, but it gets the blink away. Now the Chaotic Offering. A disruption buys Universe time, but no. Fear eventually will go down. The tier 3s now being assaulted by the double golem.
Does have that buyback available, and he was going for the play where they can just pop Old Chicken's Aegis and then use the Chrono as a follow-up, but EG repelled back, and the margin for victory in that fight was so close.
Oh no, now another initiation, Ancient Apparition, another disruption save, the Chronosphere goes down, Ice Blast over the top, there's just not quite enough damage to kill anybody significant, they only get Mana in the back line. Old Chicken dealing with Fear, he pops the Blade Mail to BKB and is fighting up against Ice, the Jagged comes in, they take away the Aegis of the Juggernaut, but round 2, Evil Geniuses now has to deal with a full HP Juggernaut. Freak, as Fenrir covers his tracks with the upheaval, now it's all on Ice, almost gets PPD, but a force half save actually gets PPD away. Old Chicken blinks forward, goes for Zai. The Invis might be able to save him. Serial Blade comes in low enough, and the Jagged finishes him off. Ice left inside the fountain with nobody to be able to save him. He's going to drop right there. They're going to hold towers. EHOME on the retreat as Evil Geniuses hold against an Agency team.
And this Sumail take-on is doing so much work for them. Even with that Aegis unable to be popped in the forced buyback onto this Axe, EG just simply outfought them inside the base when it mattered. PPD baited them so far in. And not worth it for EHOME at all, is now they're going to lose some confidence. They don't have this Warlock Chaotic Offering, and
Universe and his Manta Illusions and Zai with his Disruption Illusions together, they form a blue army. The Evil Geniuses taking away down the ranged racks. Evil Geniuses having absolutely nothing there, no risk. Take an objective, back away before Ice is awake again and ready to fight.
Yeah, now this Juggernaut has that form of control that we were talking about. Got that Abyssal Blade with the blink.
Do you think you still need a Scythe of Ice? The arrow comes out. A clean whip as EHOME dance away. The Golem's being dealt with now, and now a retreat. Oh, no! Ethereal Blade and attack it. Pulls him up now. Ice is going to be able to toss by.
Oh, they got him. Old Chicken comes back with life number 2, but he'd already find Ice in the dirt.
And EG, they're going to keep pressing for more. They're going to get Fenrir here.
He's got Booster Primal level 2. They're going to be able to get Fenrir easily. Samael, he'll blink forward. Leaps up as well. Looking for the arrow. It's on the mark almost, but Old Chicken a little bit too fast. He blinks away as well.
Buyback used on this Timbersaw to try to deal with this top lane. EG only lose that bottom set of racks in exchange for 2 kills on EHOME, and very well done by EG. They don't lose too bad there, as there's not going to be enough time for them to reform up. The refresher was used as well on this Warlock. Both cheeses available still, though.
Almost an 8,000 gold sweep. That last team fight where Evil Geniuses were able to defend their mid lane of racks. However, getting to a point where even gold objectives, these things may not matter as much as the buybacks that are on these two teams. And Evil Geniuses, their buybacks are still on cooldown for another minute and a half for most of them. So they can't quite go for a high ground push. They can't do anything while Fenrir was dead. EHOME are going to be able to get all 5 heroes back up before anything happens. They do have a critical buyback, though, on cooldown. Ice. This is down for 6 minutes, and this may determine the story of this game. Evil Geniuses pushing out with the Moonlight Shadow and getting aggressive in that mid lane. EHOME still need to stay grouped up, and it's actually going to be our mid laners who are going to join the top lane push. Instead, Evil Geniuses remain resolute in their stand on high ground, not trying to probe out just yet. They get some extra initiation items. They have Fear now with the Shadow Blade as well. Minute and a half until Samael has his buyback. His life is paramount for now. EHOME, they have a very small window here where they can try and punish that.
Yeah. Right now for EG, you have to sacrifice the other heroes who do have buybacks, so Samael's not caught out, and they should just frontline with the rest of them.
Disruption on the Axe will spawn some pretty good illusions. Push back to top lane as those illusions spin back on the creeps. EHOME though, mid, top, and bottom lane all pushing into Evil Geniuses' base.
Base with Void. Going to be the hero to watch, as the Chronosphere Ice Blast combination in this late game is still so effective, and he's got a Bloodthorn now. So damage not even an issue for Universe.
That's certainly not.
Who can travel 2 on Old Chicken. No other really big items need to filter in. They've got the Aegis available, but it's not really on an ideal hero. Old 11's the one that had to pick it up, and everybody else was full slaughtered.
So we've seen how EG defend, right? To call onto the front line hero and then hold on to the Chronosphere. If EHOME push forward, they punish and catch multiple heroes. How do EHOME actually push high ground, though? How did they structure their team play?
Hey, you saw the last time. They just sent the Manta Illusion forward. They played around and danced around that Axe. When Fear missed it the second time, they just immediately initiated onto him.
So see if they can bait Evil Geniuses into a false initiation. All the meanwhile pressuring with these illusions. And you can see the ranged racks takes a very small amount of damage. EG, they know this illusion game well, and that's why they're going to push out. 5-man smoke straight into Ice. They're going to catch him. Here's going to be able to get the call. The Ice Blast and the burst damage incoming. Ice dead. BKB activated. Now there's the corner. Universe, he blocked out 3. Now picks up the TP as well. Ice, he's not going to be here for this fight. Chaotic Offering being dropped down immediately. BKB being activated by the Juggernaut. The disruption advised Universe to make some time, but now eventually he goes down. Chaotic Offering, number 2 being dropped on Fear. They take him out on the left-hand side. Old 11, he gets hit by an Ethereal Blade. Tagging as well. Still not enough. Start. They get him. Finally, Ace is down. Oh
second life of old 11. He doesn't have a buyback just yet. Now, Ice.
Everybody coming back in from him.
Another buyback to the travel level 2. They're going on the universe. He's dead. 2 minutes on the clock.
Jamil is so
They
low.
need to escape with Jamil. He can't make it though. Down for 2 minutes. He's been forced into a buyback as well. But it's a 4 versus 5. And Beer, he's not even inside the base. He doesn't have boots of travel for another 10 seconds. He can't get home just yet.
And they desperately need him for this hold. Everybody buying back to try to make this a fight. EHOME, both their supports still have it available. They can still buy boots of travel. And now they're going to start their siege up at top. Here behind them, though, doesn't have that buyback available.
He's got the Shadow Blade. He's looking for the...
Oh, he's going to get the...
He managed to get 2, but already Lonham has jumped forward. And now the initiation from Beer is all for naught. Samael's in the middle of 3 heroes, but cannot put enough magic damage to push them back. 2 heroes down from Evil Geniuses, and a 3 versus 5 commences as Lonham buys his way back into this game.
EG going to need a miracle healer. Samael still has a lot of damage on his side, but EHOME just marching down. And EG might not have the bodies to do this.
The ice blast is up, now the jump forward. Old Chicken, he goes for side. Hopefully be able to stop that pesky disruption, but Force Staff gives him space. Daggett, oh, he goes down! Triple Daggett! They take down Old Chicken, the Beastmaster said. Old Chicken still alive, though. Juggernaut is good to go. He's going to be able to take that melee next. Brain Strike up next, melee. Already down, ice blast coming in. Is this range track? That's going to be Mega, and they just killed PPD.
Nobody is buyback anymore except this Warlock. EHOME going to be incredibly satisfied, but they want to keep pushing forward. They know that this Void and this Axe can't help out.
If this is the mail for PPD, there's going to be another hero with no buyback. The disruption save from side. Can they get PPD out? He gets the Force Staff away, but no! The extra damage comes out from the Warlock as the Fatal Boss eliminates him, but Side! People will die! There's their play there! Dragon! Side gets him! They hold! Mega Creeps incoming, but Evil Geniuses will stand strong for now against EHOME.
Yeah, now everybody from EG going to start reviving soon. Faceless Void does very well against these Mega Creeps with his build. Vladimir's offering available to him. But EG, not a position you want to be in if you're an EG fan right now. Mega creeped up.
They're going to calm things down a little bit. They know they've got Mega Creeps on their side. They can play and wait. They've got a buyback up still on Fenrir. They can afford to just wait until all these buybacks are up again. There's no reason to risk an all-in play when they're in such a great position.
I don't think that EG is going to give them that opportunity. I feel like this is EG's time to just go for it. 8 buybacks were used in that fight, 9 buybacks were used in that fight. The only person with it available is this Warlock, but if he gets his abilities up, it doesn't really matter to EG, and that's exactly what they're going for. One last hurrah as they march down this mid lane. The rest of the heroes will meet them there with their boots of travels, and EG, can they do it? Any kickoff on a core might enable them to still win this game.
The boots of travel start coming in from Evil Geniuses. The heroes swarming into mid lane. Already leading the play. Universe, he's got the Moonlight Shadow. He's got the Invis. They reveal themselves on the creeps as they push down yet another wave. They still have a tier 2 up in the bottom lane, so they can't even things out.
Here's going to come in with a healing salve. They're all in for this right now.
8 more seconds for Ice. They start going for those tier 4. Chipping away, the clip is up. Now the Daggett start coming in as Ice revives.
EG, what are they looking for?
The initiation comes out on a fear. Refresher activated by Old 11. Not going to get the chance for a second time roar. He's going to get blown up inside the corner sphere. He's down and out. Evil Geniuses still 5 up. But here comes that Omni Flash. Bouncing around with the Shadow Demon. Hoping to be able to go into dodge. But it's there. Oh my god! The male just nailed him, but he still managed to get himself away in the back fight.
It's Faceless Void in the back.
He's not going to go for all He's deactivated. And now he's going to run himself away. Universe says
these back lines.
He's already taken down one of the tier 4s, and he's trying to get PPD, but Evil Genius is full common collected. They're holding this defense here against the Five down! 1 buyback, and that's only the Warlock! It's only Mega Creeps and Warlock who could defend this! Evil Geniuses! Have they just done it?
That was a hold of a lifetime! EG, this team just does not quit! They're going to to go down this mid lane. They're going to start with the illusions on Universe. This army by himself going to be able to do it, and this Axe in 30 short seconds going to be able to respawn. EHOME going to have to hold for 90 seconds without this jug. They're starting to make their way down. Are they actually going to be able to do this?
They're halfway through. They've crossed over the river. They're about to go high ground, but Beastmaster and Warlock are about to come back. Evil geniuses. They can't end this game yet. They're going to try, though. They're going to try for the Butcher's Battle and a Divine Rapier.
The all-in play.
They know this is the endgame scenario.
60 seconds without this jug. EHOME, can they hold EG? Confident they can.
Spear's coming up as well. The tier 4 being knotted. The answer to 4. Samantha, how to go another Fenrir. No chaotic offering and on 5 to David first. He'll take them out. EHOME, Fenrir, watch out. The throw going down. The throw down to how many things. EHOME gets them. Game 1. It's over. Evil geniuses. The impossible comeback made possible by EG. I can